Yo, what's up guys? Alright, so for today's video, we're going to be going through the tile breaking challenge, which is an event I've been holding on to for quite a while now, but there's an unfortunate thing that happened was that I was initially recording my playthrough of it, and for whatever reason, Windows just was deciding to be like, oh, we're going to consider your capture card your main recording device, like your input microphone or whatever, like, so I recorded like a whole 40-minute video, and it's just the game audio without my voice in it. So, whatever. Just make the most of it, really. We're gonna be referring back to the video at certain points that just show like the run I did. So, really, it's gonna have that. But first, we're gonna look through the missions here. So, each stage has a specified category that it's strong against. So. Let's look at this first. Let's go, yeah, right here. So, challenge 1, you get to use Saiyan Saga and Planet Saga. That's the categories that give you even more damage. So, stage number 2, that would be Androids / Cell Saga. And then stage number 3, that's going to be Majin Buu Saga. So, that's one thing to keep in mind for sure to help you nuke it out of here. Let's go back to the missions over here just to look at them quickly. They're not super crazy or anything like that. So for stage 1, you just gotta clear it, and there's varying levels of like how much damage, up to a max of 99.99 million damage in a single hit. So you need to do that for all 3 of the stages. So of course the best strategy is to utilize the effective category. So I would go up to this team section right here to go over my teams, but problem is that it displays multiple of them at the same time, so we're just gonna go into the event just to get like a more focused, clear look at the teams and all that. So for stage number 1, Saiyan Saga and Planet Saga, I used this setup right here, basically just trying to focus in on this Vegeta. This Gohan, oops, wait, let's go in this way. This Gohan right here could also potentially be good for it as well. But basically, to explain the team right here, this Beerus is here for the leader skill. He has int type attack plus 35% per int keys for obtained. He's not really doing anything else, like he's not supporting or orb changing at all in his passive. He's really just there for a leader skill. So Vegeta right here, he is nuking 50% stats, attack and defense per keys for obtained, plus an additional 20% per int keys for obtained, as well as 10% crit chance as well. So yeah, even with only like 10 int keys for his obtained, he gets 100% crit, which is cool. I don't think that crit really matters a heck of a lot with this, because I looked at the stats before, and the defense is like 1 or whatever, so there's not much defense you're gonna have to be worrying about. I don't know if crit's like too relevant. And plus, I think they did mention something about this event. Let's look back at this. The influence of type compatibility is weakened in this event, so characters can deal great damage regardless of their type. So that's definitely cool right there. So yeah, Beer's there for the leader skill, mostly focusing on Vegeta, and even we have 3 LR fusions of Zamasus. Well, they're not LRs, but you know, it's multiple states of awakening for the LR fusions of Zamasu. The reason why I have that is because he does type orb change, so he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to int. He does that in all 3 of these forms right here. So that's kind of funny, but that's pretty much the basis for that, as well as them all having big bad bosses there. See, and that is what Vegeta has, which is a pretty strong link skill, being at 25% attack and defense, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, Gohan's very similar to the Vegeta in terms of passive. It's just that, like, you know, he's super int instead of extreme int. He could nuke as well, but just wanted to go for Vegeta. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of explaining the team there. Just a whole bunch of int orb changers. I mean, like Vegeta, Gohan, and all 3 of the Zamasus do it. So let's go over here to the video file I have here. See, it's right here, 40 minutes long, but at least on the bright side, this is going to be like shorter. So let me go ahead and get this over here. Alright, so, yeah, let's watch this. I have this at double speed. So, yeah, this very first rotation, the int orb changing worked out pretty well, I'd say. We'll just get whatever there. And Vegeta gets, yeah, we're gonna get 13 orbs in total. We're gonna probably go with that right there, yeah. With 12 of them being int orbs, but yeah, that's good right there. And then he hits a 19 million attack stat, and there we go, 99.9 blah 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 blah. So we already got it done right there. It was pretty easy. There is one thing I'm gonna have to show later once we go through all the stages, and that's what is it? Each stage actually has like a different buff for the categories. We're gonna have to show that in a bit here, but anyway, that's pretty much it for stage 1, so we can go ahead and just get back over here to the actual game view. So challenge number 2. So let's look at this here. This is the team I'd use for it. I'd actually use this Goku Gohan LR to nuke. I think it's very well possible you could use this Ten Shinhan because he gets 50% attack and defense. Well, you know, it's the same thing as like the Vegeta and Gohan. Basically 70% attack and defense per tech keys for obtained. This Goku Gohan doesn't really nuke as hard though. Only 5% attack and defense per keys for obtained. But I mean, they do have some of this stuff, so that's kind of cool. But I just wanted an excuse to use this LR because I haven't used them in a very long time. So to explain this team, let's look at it over here. So of course we got the same type of leader skill. So he is changing rainbow key spheres to tech key spheres, which is at least something. And they're not orb changing at all, they're just, I just wanted to use them. And then this Demon King Piccolo, he's getting, yeah, right here. Randomly changes the key sphere of a certain type to tech key spheres. What's funny too is that I didn't even realize it in the video. I ended up getting the passive skill transformation off. Where if you're fighting against a Dragon Ball Saga World Tournament or Dragon Ball Seekers enemy, he automatically does the passive skill transformation. So that's pretty funny. This unit right here, yep, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to tech. It's pretty much what Ten Shinhan does as well. And then Videl here does the same thing as well as supporting right there. So, yep, that team worked out pretty well. I'm gonna have it pulled up here in the video in just a second. Alright, so here we are. So, see how it goes. So I think it's this very first turn we end up doing it at. Oh yeah, I ended up playing the animations for the tech androids, but it's not like it even really matters because audio device wasn't really set right, but it's fine. We'll just go ahead and skip past this. So here we are, 10 tech key spheres, and it seems to be enough. I think they hit like 14 million attacks that we're gonna see here, right here. Yep, 14 million. And there we go, 99999. So that's stage 2 done right there. I think Ten Shinhan could have hit even harder. There's the passive skill transformation. I think Ten Shinhan definitely could have hit a good bit harder than that. But yeah, that's stage 2 done. So we can go over and explain what's going on with stage 3 now. So yeah, Majin Buu Saga. So I remember this one being kind of tough. And I was initially going to use a different team for this. I was going to use this STR setup right here. So let me pull this up on the video as well. Okay, so yeah, I was gonna use this Buu, which might not be too hard to figure out considering that he's got the arrow and all that stuff. But it looks decent on paper. See, he's got some stats right there. 50% attack and defense per STR keys for obtained. So he seems like he could be decent for it. Especially with, like, you know, Piccolo as leader skill. Piccolo right here, he is not rainbow orb changing, Jesus. He is randomly changing keys for a certain type to STR. Let's swap over to this view, make it easier. Buu himself is changing int keys for his STR, so that's something. This Kaioken Goku, changing any type of orb to STR. This LR Analyza. I wanted to get his intro into the video whenever I first recorded it because, like, The only time I ever used this character is when I link leveled him, and never again. So just some sort of sighting of this character would be funny. But yeah, he does have SCR orb changing right there. And then this Kava right here, SCR orb changing, a little bit of support right there, the 10%. And then it hit right here, SCR orb changing, and plus he gives 60% support right there. So yeah, there's that. That's what I was gonna be doing, but turns out that Boo does not hit very hard. We got a lot of orbs with him. Let's switch over to the video and play it. Oh well, it gets a little corrupted sometimes if you skip around. But yeah, the SCR orb changing kind of worked out a little bit right there. See, we got a lot of stuff going on. Skip these attacks. We don't really need to be seeing this right here. So look at that. Look how many orbs Boo has access to right there. 15 orbs total, 14 SCR. And he's going to be hitting us, what type of attacks that? 21 million. And just barely misses 96 damage on that. 96 million damage, that is. So, yeah, that's also an indicator of, what is it? I was mentioning earlier that each stage, like the category buff, is a bit different. Because, we saw during stage 2, Goku Gohan LR, they got 14 million and they were able to break the mission done. But Boo was not able to with a much higher attack stat, so I'm going to be showing that in a second there. But what I actually ended up using was this physical setup right here, and using Gohan. Just pretty much the same idea as like what I've been using for the, what I was using for that first stage. So just going over the team real quick, what I did. So Vegeta right here, Rainbow Key Spheres into physical. Gohan, of course, any type of Key Sphere to physical. Them, physical orb changing, they give all allies 3 key and 50% attack, so that's good. And then this physical Goku Black, he would change any type of Key Sphere into physical when there's a super class enemy, which the thing about that is, if we look at the stage details, and this is the case for all the stages, Mr. Satan here is like kind of like the not Z-awakened AGL, so he's not technically being displayed as super or extreme, but I mean, if we look at like a character like this, for example, we get to see like their SSR there is physical, but then their Z-awakened UR is super physical, so I think it still technically counts this as super physical. It's kind of weird like that. But anyway, and then for this Boo, yeah, he's just orb changing and just a tiny bit of support right there. And then Chaozu, also orb changing. So that's that in terms of the setup there. I'm gonna go ahead and load where I'm at in the video now. Alright, so here we are. So, yeah, we don't get the first rotation, but we have a good bit of physical orb changing. Just try to make it fall down decent way. Tried to hope that the AGL and orbs would get changed, and thankfully they actually did. So hold on, wait, let me go back. Yeah, come on, go back. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Changed quite a bit. Gohan's got some support, and plus, you know, he's got the nuking passive and all that. I believe, if I remember right, he does a 26 million attack stat right there, and then boom, there we go, mission done. It's just such a shame because that SCR Boo I was trying to use, like, he's honestly like kind of mediocre. Like, it's just not very useful in most regards. So I really want to try to use him, but oh well, we went for this. So now that we showed all of that, I can go ahead and show basically like the stats, which I initially didn't think was going to be all too important for this, but let's load all of these up right here. So this is what I was talking about earlier. This right here doesn't really say it, but I'm pretty sure, fairly certain, that this is actually the percent buff for the category, like for the effective category. So Saiyan Saga and Platinum Saga, they get like an additional 320% like damage dealt to Mr. Satan there. So that's how that works. We can definitely tell why this stage was so easy, because this one has the highest at 450% increase. And then Majin Buu Saga only had 240, which is the lowest. So that definitely explains why Boo was having a hard time breaking through that. I actually had a different idea that I could have potentially used that I might recommend if anyone's able to do this. But we'll look back at the game here. So this team right here, well, I'll probably bring another friend SS3 Goku right there rather than a Gotenks. But this Vegeta, I've seen like hit over 30 million attack stats easily with a Majin Buu Saga Goku on the team. Or not on the team, but like on the turn. So, plus I have mine built full crit, but I mean, if we look over here, I don't think crit really matters because defense is at 1. There's not really any defense that you're piercing through or anything like that. So, yeah, there's that. So I mean, that could be an option, at least for stage 3, if like it's hard to nuke for that. So, anyway, I think that should pretty much be it. In terms of like all the rewards I'd gotten, let's scrub through the video and see if we could find that, because I know I accepted the rewards at some point. So, let's just go through. I'm gonna put it back at normal speed. Speed, normal, yep. Okay. Let's just... Do I accept the missions after or before this? Oh, there it is. Okay, so, yep, all 45 missions done. Could just scroll through it all and accept all. 27 stones, 6 Elder Kai, some Zenny statues, 12 Dozing Kai, and some training items, so... not too bad. Not too bad at all. But, yeah, that'll pretty much be it for this video. In terms of my next video, it's going to be most likely this support memory boost event. There's not a whole lot left else for me in terms of like catching up, because this dead time leading up to anniversary, I've just been using to help catch up on some of the stuff I've been saving to make content on. But yeah, even after I get this done, I still got some ideas for other videos too. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Just wish I didn't have that technical issue with like the capture card and microphone just getting all mixed up, but it's all good. Hope y'all having a lovely day. Be sure to check the Baba shop, and I'll see you guys next time.